8 valley villagers, 1 crown, 1 chance to slay. They'll design the best Sharksnap. They'll glam up, they'll risk it all. Welcome to Mr. Left Shark Main Stage.
Hi everyone, Mr. Left Shark here. So before we roll the episode 3 for this week, I just want to include a footage that was missed in the edit of last episode, which was Laney Sharksnap. So Laney, I'm sorry. Enjoy the double view today because you're getting 2 snaps share. And guys, give love for Laney in the chat. Thank you, and here's her Sharksnap. Laney, you're up next.
For my snap, I chose to create my version of the iconic scene where Rapunzel sees the lanterns for the first time. Of course, I dress my character as Rapunzel, give her a little bit of Laney flair, the fairy makeup on the eyes, some purple colored tips in her hair, and then I have her lift her own lantern with Flynn at her side in the courtyard of Corona Castle.
Laney Faye, what a gorgeous submission. The lights in this, it is so evocative of the scene in Tangled where she sees the floating lanterns. What I really like is how dynamic your pose is. You really make it look like you are lifting this Pascal lantern up to the skies to join with the others, which I think is fantastic. Now, I did have a bit of information from Mr. Left Shark that you add your own little twist onto your submissions to make it your character, which you see with the eye makeup and also with the touch of purple in the hair, which I think is cute. I do like that you add kind of bit of your personality into the snap. And what I really love is how the Corona Castle looks in the distance. Seeing that beautiful foggy castle kind of looking over everything is just absolutely gorgeous. Wonderful submission. I think if I had a critique, I would like to pull Flynn in a bit closer to you just to kind of join you together a little bit more, but I think otherwise it's an absolutely fantastic submission.
Laney. This is just amazing. Again, your makeup, it's screaming Laney. I like that glowy A's that we're getting in that picture. And I see that you're using the same trick as Chris did last week, which again, it's smart because those bubbles are barely visible, so you're getting much level of, then floating lantern, and that you're using again a bubble in front of you to like kind of let that lantern go. Such a good job, Laney. Your aesthetic is really clear, and you nailed the coloration on this one. I would agree with Tenny. Maybe Flynn could have been good a bit closer, but it's not taking away the picture, and it's not taking it away from the picture. Sorry, guys. Pardon my French again. Laney, you just did an amazing job here. And I want to say good job on this other amazing performance. Thank you, lady.
Previously on Slayer Slade.
The winner of this week's challenge is out. Congratulations, my friend, on that well-deserved win. Scarlett will be leaving the competition. She was a blast to have with us. Her creativity was amazing, and she will be missed.
Hi everyone, Mr. Left Shark here. Welcome to episode 3 of Slay or Slade. In last week's Sharksnap, contestant had to serve us with dreamy gowns and storybook twist. Hold on to your crown because tonight runway is breathing fire. It's dragon on the runway and we want fierce scales, blazing confidence, and looks odd enough to toast marshmallow and s'mores. Our fearless guest judge Keto is back this week to help me with the review. Clam up, snap tight, and let the slate begin! Coco, please start first today and present us your Sharksnap this week.
And I thought Game of Thrones was perfect for this, and I also added a little nod to Jon Snow because of the broken sword in the midground, which is his sword Longclaw, which is broken, kind of signifying that Jon Snow is out of the picture and Daenerys can get what she wants without anyone standing in her way.
I'm gagged. That is amazing. I love the details of the fire, and I love where you've placed this because the way that you've really captured your background and built around it really feels exactly like that scene. Like, I am there. I'm in Game of Thrones. I see it, and your Daenerys take is perfect. I love this look. I love the shadows. And I think that this has incredible detail to it. I love the sword touch. I love even in this bottom left corner how you have like the gravel and the rocks and things like that to add extra texture to that pathing and give even more of like a crumbling effect. Love it. I also love in the background where you can see that dragon popping out in the haze next to the throne. And I love it. This is gorgeous. This is beautiful lighting. And I think my only real critique is that I do wish that I could see a little bit more of the outfit, just because I feel like since it is a competition, obviously about the entire photo, I'm still looking at all the individual pieces. And I feel as though I'm getting the Daenerys feel, but I'm not able to quite see the look, if that makes sense. So that is my only slight critique, but I think it works in this photo. So it's very, very slight of a critique.
Coco, I told you once this week that weather time, I'm gonna call that weather time, is one of the artists to work with, especially when the moon is in the background like this, because she's projecting that light towards you, so everything that's behind, and that's going to be back a bit with what Kitos is saying right now with the outfit, that moon is casting a shadow behind you. You did a good job of working with the lightning here because you can see so many level of area that you're doing the right thing with that weather time. For the outfit, I'm gonna agree with Keto on that one. It's too dark. To me, when I look at it, I know it's a wing, but because of the wing being the same color as the dress, it looked like just a huge rectangle, black rectangle. What I could suggest in the future, you can hide a Vitalis lantern under your dress. Your dress is going to hide it, and it's still going to cast that light, and that's going to come and define the wings. So if you would have just done that, we would have seen a little bit of definition and less of a black rectangle. Outside of that, you did a good job on the picture. The lightning is perfect. I'm feeling that Game of Thrones vibe, that she won at the end. She did not. Everyone else died. So good job, Coco. Topher, you're up next.
Hello. So when I read the description for the theme this week, dragons, fires, I immediately knew I wanted to do somewhat of a spectacle. I wanted fires. I immediately knew I wanted more than one dragon. Very early in the process, I knew I wanted to try and do some kind of fire something effect from the dragons. And so I built this scene. Luckily, I had just gotten the Nightmare Castle. So I put the Nightmare Castle at the end with this corridor leading to it and the dragons that are here guarding the castle. And I played around with different things and different effects. And in the end, I settled on the shooting of the fire orbs towards my character. Um, but then I decided that wasn't quite enough. I wanted to do something special with the character too. So what I envisioned was, when you're playing a video game, you have that one like special power you can pop, like only once every 5 minutes, and you got to fill the meter before you can use it, that kind of thing. So to me, that's this moment. My character here, he has just popped his big special power. He's triggered it. He's shooting out the red lightning from his chest. I did his eyes red, so his eyes have turned red, showing that his power's going off. He's shooting his red lightning from his chest. For me, in the very next frame, what was happening is he's turning around and he's just blasting all the dragons and wiping them all out with a special power, and then he can go down to the castle and rescue his boyfriend who's being held captive there and have his happy ending. So that was my story behind my snap this week.
You are literally doing the team name, Dragon on the Runway. And we can see the pathway being the runway, and you have so many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dragon. You went different than I think most of the other people here, and I think you had a good idea. The lightning is well executed. I love having the castle behind, and you added that little tilt to the picture, which is giving it a bit more life. It's not necessarily your fault, but that big power, I would have probably maybe used the lightning generator instead, the one that's giving the red electricity out of it, because to my eyes, this is taking a bit too much of the attention on it because of the brightness. But outside of that, you did a good job with creating your foreground. I love that you use different, you have the lava rocks, you have the volcanic rock, you have the gravel, you have the pebble. You worked your scene really properly here. To me, that's the only thing. It's that the thing in front of you is taking too much of the scene to me, but the scene itself, you did a good job on it.
I'm inclined to disagree. I actually really like it. And as somebody who plays games where I have ultimate abilities, I see everything that you were talking about. This 100% looks like an ultimate ability. So I see it, I feel it, I love it. And I also love the fact that all of these dragons are like actively attacking you. This is so freaking cool. And I think that, first of all, I'm super jealous that you have access to those stone trees that you used in the background to add that extra texture. And second of all, I think that the way that you used them helped add so much break in that, otherwise very purple background that helps tie everything together and lighten up the scene a little bit. So I'm a big fan of this one. I love the use of the magma, or the lava. No, well, it is magma on the right side. And then also the lava rocks. And then I also think it was super cool how you have the broken weapons. Those look so good the way that they were used, as if there were other warriors that came and failed, and this is pretty much all that's left of them. So I think that there are so many super cute, super interesting story touches in this that I'm a huge fan of. I do think that over on the right side where there's all of that, I don't really know what's going on over there, but all of that brightness might be a little bit much, but I'm less concerned about this foreground brightness because I still can see most of your outfit through this. And I think that it helps add this really dreamy red glow that plays into this fire effect that I can really appreciate. So I think this is a really well done job, and I love all the little touches.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Keto. Chris, you're up next.
Okay, so for this week's theme, I really wanted to just lean into the medieval legendary sort of look, but I still wanted to keep my signature fairy tale or fairy core touch. So I created a dragon's lair with just a little bit of pixie hollow flair. I transformed my character into a dragon fairy. Like the animal fairies in Pixie Hollow, my role is basically to tame the dragons and keep them safely in the fantasy realm so that I can protect the humans from the chaos that the dragons once caused in medieval times. So for this look, I really wanted to give my character fiery dragon eye makeup with just a little hint of menace, which is why I chose that expression. And I wanted to choose a dress that really blended with the Coco rug, so it kind of looks like I'm part creature, like a part creature of fire and lava myself. And then I framed the entrance with curved trees and the castle wall rubble, just kind of adding those arches and towers in the distance so that I could make that lost in time sort of medieval feel. And then on the very edges, I wanted to add little soft curls of smoke just to give a smoldering effect, and had tiny little fireflies in the background, kind of looking like glowing embers going up into the sky. So that's it.
Holy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Chris, this, like, you just impress me. I have no idea how you continuously pull out just these top tier scenes. I'm so impressed. I am so impressed. All of these details are perfect. I love the smoke touches. I love those ember touches. Even the haze is giving that smoky feel to it. So I really do see that, and I really do feel that that was captured perfectly. I also love that this is a very different take. I did not expect to see a dragon fairy on the stage, but I'm so happy that I have, because this is exactly what I would imagine a dragon fairy looking like. So this is gorgeous. I also love the symmetrical framing of the dragons in the background, where you can just slightly see the detailing on them, but they're mostly there for that very powerful they're overlooking everything and almost keeping an eye on you and making sure that you're doing your job. Because as much as it's your job to tame these dragons, it feels as though these two dragons that are around are almost like mom and dad trying to make sure that you're taking care of all of their baby dragons as well. And then you have this little baby red dragon just off on the side, just looking around completely in awe, just all giddy and happy to be there. So I think that this is extremely stunning. I also love in the sky how you've broken up what could have been just an empty space of blue with those towers and even the overhanging from the tree. I'm not quite sure which tree that's from, but I'm guessing it's one of the tangle trees. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think so. I used them already for that, so.
Okay, yeah. But it looks
Yeah, it
so
is.
good.
It is.
It really helps that like overgrown effect. So I'm a big fan of that touch as well. I think that it really helps to frame your shot nicely and bring all of the attention in towards your character and in towards all of the magic that's happening in the center of the shot. So I think that that was a really nice touch as well. I'm a big fan of this one. Y'all are making it hard this week. I'm in trouble.
You went back to your first week. Like I told you last week when we checked, I loved what you did, but I think that it was a risk going at night. And while you listened and you went back to your, I think it's sunset shot, you did amazing on that one. The next thing I'm gonna say, guys, and I'm gonna not include that in the video, but girl, that angle, look at those boobs. I never saw anyone in Dreamlight Valley with that perfect shape here. Wow. You're not facing the camera if I'm wrong. Sorry about that, but you're not facing. I never saw an avatar like that, guys. I'm not wrong. I'm
He
not
said
into
she's
boobs,
snatched
but
and
that's
she's got
crazy.
a big rack.
That's
Oh,
crazy
gosh.
how it's done. It's perfect
Gothel level
definition.
assets.
Yeah. So I don't know what angle you did, Chris, and I'm sorry if I'm shocking people, but I had to say it. Guys, come on. Okay. Let's go back to my critique. I love the way you define your lava river here, using those rocks, having the little dragon here. A bit again, like we said, there's a warrior that came to slay those dragon. They died probably because everything is broken. And I love that you're still showing, you could rotate it, but I like that you showed, those arrows, that it's not only sword or shield. There was bow and arrow here too. And I love that you include, I think it's the Mushu thing that is giving that instant. The only one that they did not bring back in the shop, actually, I think. I love that we see the castle on the back, the little touch of, the lightning here. It's just giving a little color pop at the top, just in front of that tree arch, which I think it's, the way you did it, it's just perfect. Having that glow casting in the back. Chris, I don't have any negative critiques about that one. The more I look at it, the more I found details that I say, hey, that's smart. So, to me, Chris, you've made a perfect run on this one. Good job. Monsieur Mike, you're up next.
Hi. So when I saw the theme, I almost immediately imagined like a mythical creature, half man, half dragon, protecting his lair. So to create this, I imagined him surrounded by fire, by red, orange colors, and I played also with the light bloom, I think it is in English in the settings, to create this sensation of heat around him, like almost in the desert. I also took inspiration in Asian culture, where dragons are very important too. Gold also, like the myth of the dragon protecting his gold, and all the. I love playing with these rugs, with the Coco rugs, to create lava rivers, like we saw a lot lately, where I imagine these warriors have been. Sorry about my English, but have been thrown in the lava rivers when they try to attack the dragon and the lair. I also invited another dragon behind and Mushu. Like I imagine this lair for all dragons in this little secluded area. And that's it. Thank you.
I told you did an amazing job last week, and this week you did it again. The way you use that makeup with the eyes that you use, you look half dragon. I love how you used the Coco rug and create your own lava pool. And I love that you included those gold riches, because yes, in mythology, dragon nest in gold pile. They have their eggs, they lay eggs in their gold pile. So you might not lay eggs, but you still might have gold to protect. So I love that you added that little touch. The house you pick behind, especially when you're explaining that it's from, the Asian folklore with the dragon and everything, is smart. And you took the right house to use with those trees and those orange and yellow tree. Orange and red, sorry. I'm tired too. So, Mike, you did an amazing job. I love how you use the light bloom to create that shadow, not shadow, but the heat wave effect. You just did a good job.
Okay, Mike, Oh my goodness. First of all, I love that you went a different route, that you didn't necessarily dive into full medieval tones. You went for a more Asian dragon route, especially since you were able to get Mushu down next to your character. Love that touch. I think that he was a perfect character to incorporate if you were going to incorporate another like actual character in the game. So I think that was a great touch. Absolutely well done. I also love his posing because he's not necessarily looking at the camera, but because of the angle of this pathway, it looks as though he's looking down the path that we can't see. And I love that. I love that more natural posing and framing of it. My biggest critique here is that I'm a little bit frustrated that we lost the other dragon behind your character because I feel like he's so cute and could have added so much more to the shot had he been just a little bit further to the right. So that is probably one of my biggest critiques. And because your avatar is so well lit and your lighting is so nice here, it shows up even more. So there's almost a blessing and a curse when you have such good lighting like you do in this photo, because yes, it's beautiful lighting, but also every tiny little detail becomes so much more prevalent. So then it's harder to kind of ignore little baby mistakes because at the end of the day, you can see them more. They're more like forward in your face. So that is my biggest critique with this one. But I love the colors. I love the angle and I love this avatar design. The makeup, the hair choice, all of it. It's stunning. So I still think this is something to be incredibly proud of. And I really, really love this shot. So well done, Mike.
Thank you, Kido.
Also, your English, not bad at all, by the way, just so you know. You sound lovely. Like, I could listen to you talk all day long.
Thank you. I was really worried about that, to be honest.
Absolutely not. You sound lovely. Don't even stress it, my friend.
Jam, you're up next.
Okay, so one of my favorite snaps that I ever did was the Roses and Thorns. And it was the first snap that I had really like made my character this fierce looking woman. And so I wanted to harken back to that a little bit. And I feel like, you know, there are just moments when you step out of your house and you feel yourself. That's what I was going for with this. She's really confident. And yeah, I think she's letting her little baby dragon out before she leaves. Just like you would your little puppy. But yeah, that was kind of the story behind this one, is just this harken back to one of the snaps that made me feel a certain way and bringing that back into this one.
First of all, I know I just said it with Mike's snap, but I adore these different dragon takes so much. And this one is giving me full Maleficent dragon vibes. So I am a big fan of that uniqueness and that delivery of this challenge. Also, as a dog mama, I love the note of taking out the little dragon like you would take out your little puppy, because I see it and I feel it, okay? Because you got to do that before you leave the house. So I think that this tells a really cute story to it. I do feel as though the mid-ground is just a bit empty. Like, I love this take, but I wish there was more. Like, I feel as though I'm missing something. The right side of the shot, without having another dragon over there or having really much to look at other than the house. And then obviously you have the lava river more in the foreground. I do worry that this is a little bit plain in comparison to some of the other shots that we've seen today. But I also really love the simplicity of it and how it really showcases the avatar and the style down to that makeup, and it's just gorgeous. Especially going for one of the lighter skin tones, that red lip really pops, and that darker eyeshadow feels even more menacing and just villainous. So I think that that was a really nice touch. I think that the makeup here is a true standout. Um, yeah, I just really worry about this mid ground, honestly. That is my biggest concern here, is that I feel like the background's really strong and the foreground's really strong. But there's a little bit of a disconnect in the middle.
Jam. The purple on that shot is amazing. The mix of the green and the purple, and then having, those little moss on the house, leaning to the thorn here, with the nightmare castle, and with those three behind. That's amazing. You did a good job there. I think you're near the beanstalk march, because I see something here, so I think it's something coming upstairs. Up the sky, sorry. So, good job with the background. I'm gonna agree with Guido here. The mid ground is a bit empty. Maybe having a bit more of dragon dispatch would have helped. And your lava river here is just well done as well, using those rocks and the Coco rug. The outfit is perfect. I love that you did not use necessarily the Maleficent wig, but you used a new Raven wing. Looking at them, I know I complained with you this week. I did not like them, but I think they're different color, and I like that you used them in this shot. I love the horn. Like Ito was saying, the makeup is on point. Sorry. Good job on that. I love the little callback. You have the green there, and then you have a little bit of, what's the green here? Oh, it's a green thing that comes with that.
I think it's just a part of the dress, yeah.
Yeah, it's the necklace that's throwing me off with the paint, the red there. But it's like just giving a callback, green. But outside of the mid ground, Jam, good job, because the background, the foreground is good, the outfit is good, and I would have maybe placed a bit more dragon, maybe 1 and 2 on the other side, and you would have been okay with that foreground. Mid ground, sorry. Laney Faye, you're up next.
All right, so for my snap, I wanted to do something where my character would be more of kind of like a protector, guardian, because she herself has the power to go ahead and transform into a somewhat human form. She still keeps dragon characteristics, but she has a human form. And we have a background area where I created kind of like an abandoned maybe castle or a town, village, some sort, where we have all the brickwork. Everything is being retaken over by some nature, but the dragons all live here. And my character, who has some blue scaled skin from the monster skin that we got, we also have the mask on there because I thought it looked kind of like additional scales. We have makeup as well for the fish scales, and I kind of just totally went out with the idea that she was transforming into a dragon with red fiery hair.
So when we were saying to Jam, the mid ground was feeling empty, this one is just fill up with complete chaos. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that chaos is bad. I'm not expecting a dragon layer to be organized as how human would have a house or anything organized. I think that having those little different little area makes sense. You have, that lava river here that goes through there. You have the Solif well that's giving you a little, magical, weird portal with green water that probably maybe that baby dragon sleep in that. I love that you used the moon here well lit. I would have loved maybe seeing stars in the skies, but that's just me, since I have them now when I do a night shot. I love to have them, but you might not have them as well. Do you play on PlayStation, Laney, or your PC?
I do on PlayStation, and no stars for me.
No stars. Then I'm not gonna complain about the stars, but this is just stunning. The way you did it, the lightning on your character is good. I love that you went with that makeup, and I think Mike used that same makeup, but because of the lightning bloom, we didn't see necessarily the scale on the skin. But going that route, I think, was smart because you're giving a little callback to that outfit there, where there's like those scale on the skin. I love the lighting that you set up there, and it's complete chaos. But you have one. Let's say that we count this one, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna count 6, 7. You have at least 7 dragon there. I love the little touch of bone, the little scale here. Yeah, Laney, good job. You did well here. The only thing I could say, it's a bit too much crowded, but like I was telling you, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but maybe I would have just seen a little, bit less without being too much as well. But outside of that, it's a good job.
I'm inclined to agree with your last note there about the crowding. I really love this take, but I am finding it a little bit hard to differentiate. It's harder to find the standout moments because everything is a little bit chaotic. But that doesn't mean that there aren't standout moments by any means whatsoever. I love that you have the green dragon specifically near this green well of souls, because while Shark took it as that could be where the baby dragon sleeps, I'm taking it as that's their spawn point. They're crawling up out of this mysterious well, you know what I mean? So that is kind of how I interpreted it. And then having that green glowing well with that green glowing staff, that adds a really nice touch. And I love that color combination, especially since there isn't necessarily a ton of green in the photo overall. It helps to connect moment to moment to moment across the photo. So even though it is chaotic and harder to find those moments, that green touch almost tells me where I need to be looking. So I see, that dragon in the left corner because I'm looking at that green well of souls, then looking at the green on your staff, that pulls me into your character, looking even into the background, seeing those green glows, that helps me to find that little adorable red dragon back on the left. And then even over on the right side, having that little bit of green that's coming out of that, I believe, isn't that a stove?
Yes, it's the
yeah
item from his
from his lair, right?
Yeah.
And that little green that comes off of there even helps to pull me into that bigger dragon that's right there next to it. So I think that even though it is a little bit chaotic, a little bit crowded, I think that having those green notes really help to highlight and say, look here, look here, look here across the photo at all of your beautiful moments that you have going on throughout it. So I do think that really does help the overall chaos of the photo. I also think that the lighting here is really strong. I love this glow on the left side because these flowers on that rose fencing, they pop so well and they have such an interesting look to them because of that glow. It almost changes the color of them and changes the details that are visible on them. So I think that is super creative and super interesting. And I've really never seen anything like that before in Dream Snaps or in Sharksnaps and Slayer Slade. Either way, it's something that really stands out to me, and it's something that I absolutely want to commend. So I think this is a really well done shot. I do think, though, going forward, I would go a little less busy just because I do feel like I had to fight harder to find those standout moments than I did in some other photos. But again, it doesn't mean that they don't exist. It just means that they were harder to pick out.
Thank you.
Oat, you're up next.
Hello. When I saw the theme for this week, I immediately thought fire and dragons. So I searched dragon in my furniture menu and I noticed the dragon wooden dummy thing that's kind of large. So I decided to place it behind my avatar and kind of make it look like an illusion that my avatar had wings. I utilized the Mushu fireworks to create a ton of fire in the scene. Don't remember the name of it, but the Coco rugs to create the lava look on the ground. At first, I kind of wanted it to look like I was fighting dragons, but then I kind of wanted to be a part of the action, so it kind of ended up looking like my character is part dragon, and I thought it was super powerful and strong and just on fire, so that's it.
Oat, first of all, again, I'm going to talk about this makeup because, oh, wow, this is gorgeous. Very dragon-like, very fiery, very magical. So I love the touches there. I love that this feels like you. Like I see your personality in this shot 1000% while it still stays on theme. So I just want to commend you for that because it is not always easy when you have, different themes to keep your personal touch in them. But I love that you were able to do that. I also love the touch of these Vitalis lamps in the actual windows. Those look so good, and they help to add that nice haze that really plays into the fire and that heat effect. I also love all of the sparkles. Gorgeous. And then just the way that this was framed and the quality on this fire is stunning. Like these corners, I'm so impressed with these. It really is the perfect amount and it's the perfect texture. I'm wow. I'm speechless about that because it's just so good. Now, I do wish that the dragon was back a little bit and I could actually see the full thing. Because while I'm getting a lot of dragon influence here, I'm not seeing a dragon. And so that is just a little bit concerning to me. But I still really love this shot and really love this framing. I wish I could see more dragon. Like I'm seeing fire, I'm seeing dragon influence. But I am almost worried that I'm missing the actual dragon piece to this. So, I don't know. That's my only big critique there, or little critique there. But I love this outfit choice. I love these colors. And I love, love, love this makeup. That makeup, especially with this angle on the character being closer to the camera, really stands out to me. And I just keep looking at it and I love it. So I still think this is incredibly well done. I wish that the shot was maybe a little bit deeper so I could see more dragon behind you. Yeah, I think that's about it.
So, I'm gonna start with last critiques of Keto. I agree with her. The outfit is not screaming the outfit actually is good. It's just there's a little something missing to scream dragon. And as an example, I'm just gonna go because Laney is the one that we see it a bit better. If you would have used that makeup to give the scale on your skin, I think could have been helping a bit more to give that little dragonish vibe to your character. I would have put maybe a throne or something, because we can still see that dragon. So let's say having 80's throne behind you would have still give you the opportunity to get the wings. But that's just a little nitpicking to me of me with the dragon there. But you know, again, it could have been another thing. It's just that now we know it's the dragon in the end, so that's my only part of it. The rest of the picture, like Keto was saying, those are the flame from all the shot that has the best detail in. I love that glow. I think you put a lamppost and then the Vitalist lamp to create, you know, that red and yellow golden aura there. You used something to create those glowing little light in there as well. Your scene is amazingly done. I love how you use the symmetry, you know, it's amazing. The only detail, like I would say, I would agree with Keto, would be you have the horn, but there's a little detail, something, and I think that the scale could have been a good little detail to have there.
So me and Keto went into deliberation and are now back to reveal the winner and the bottom two of the week.
The winner of this week's challenge is Chris. Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Chris,
Clap.
your snap was the only snap where we didn't had nitpicking in it. So
Yeah,
when
we tried too.
We tried and we could not find any nitpicking in it. So in the top 3, you were the easy one that went number 1. So congratulations again.
Yes, Chris.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So our other 2 folks that are in the top 3 this week are Mike and Coco.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
You guys both did outstanding jobs this week, but both of you guys did have one tiny moment that were nitpicked. So because of that, there was, like I said, only just one little moment that kept you guys from that top spot, but it was still an incredibly incredibly well done job. And I do feel that these are both still incredibly beautiful snaps that you should both be proud of, because in all of this, if there's only one tiny moment to nitpick, you're definitely still a winner.
Thank you so much. Thank you both of you.
So the 2 people this week that are safe are Topher and Oat.
Alrighty, folks. So I'm sure that it's pretty obvious by now, but our bottom 2 this week are Laney and Jam. These snaps were still absolutely incredible, and I think that you guys should be incredibly proud of yourselves, because these were still super beautiful creations. But as we mentioned in our initial critiques, Laney, your snap was just a little bit chaotic, and it was hard to really pick out those standout moments, which compared to the other stunning snaps this week, did absolutely make it a little bit harder to keep you safe this week. And then Jam, you kind of had the opposite problem. When we were looking at all of these snaps and finding all of these standout moments, we were able to find less standout moments in your creation because there was just less to
it. Laney Faye and Dreamwood Jam, I would require you to join me on the main stage for your quick snap. Our bottom 2 had 10 minutes to create a quick snap, with the main team being mythological. And that team was picked up by our guest judge, Keto.
Jam, you're up first.
Ooh.
Those dark.
Wow. Do a little spin for me. Oh. Oh, look at all those angles. Wow, look at that makeup.
Laney,
Slay.
you're up second.
Wow. Totally different, but awesome.
Ooh. Okay, you're not
Wow.
making that easier.
So, can I just say that I love both of these looks, and I think it's hilarious that you both went for the same hairstyle, yet completely different aesthetics and looks. Like, that is just a true testament that you can really make this whatever you want it to be. You can turn both of you. This goes for both of you. You can turn the same items, the same objects into incredibly unique and diverse looks. And that is a testament to both of your creativities and your uniqueness and how you're able to really capture your personal flair in your looks. And so first and foremost, I want to commend both of you for that. I am curious, what are you stylized after? Did you just go general mythology, or is this a take on a specific character / goddess of some sort? I would love to hear from both of you just what the inspiration was. Jam, if you want to go first.
Yeah, I mean, my inspiration was definitely Mother Nature, but Mother Nature be a bitch. And so that's kind of where I went with it, was a different take on Mother Nature.
I went ahead and I was looking at doing a Valkyrie, like a fighting warrior goddess. And so that's kind of the idea.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you, Laney. I really like it's two different way that you guys went, but well done, executed, and that you pulled that out in 10 minutes.
Impeccable.
It's just impeccable. Guys, the judges have decided.
We
The
have.
final say is mine, but I take my co-judge feedback into my final decision. And I'm gonna do something no one expected. Jam, you are safe to slay another day. Laney Faye, you are safe to slay another day. Next week,
Surprise!
we're gonna vote because you just did amazing, and I want to see what you can pull up. So next week, listen to the critique we've given you, and make sure that your best is the best. What you're gonna do is the best you can do. So
You're only as good as your most recent snap.
So RuPaul does that, by the way, guys. She keep one person she keep two people when she think it's the good thing, and I think that this week you did amazing. It was a
Agreed.
question of little nitpicking, but I want to see more. So you both girls are safe for next week.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, we literally were in DMs and we were like, we can't pick.
When
And
can
he
we
was like, once a season, there's a no elim. Now I'm gonna do it now. And I was like, yes,
gosh.
yes, do it now.
We're third episode in, and I think that there's so much stuff that we can see from you, and I think you will guys listen to the critiques we said, and I think that next week it's the perfect week to execute what we said. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to have you for an extra week. So congrats, girls.
Yay!